Hello friends, my name is Koolio and welcome back to the channel. Guys, a new update just hit Arena of Valor, which added a new champion to the roster. This is Astrid the Indomitable, a new warrior slash tank character that actually has a surprising amount of attack speed, mainly within her abilities. So I'm going to kind of show you her abilities and kind of explain how she can actually do a decent amount of damage and have really good survivability when engaging fights. Now let's start with the abilities first, and then I'll show you her passive, which I think is probably one of the more unique passives out of all the characters in the game. So starting off, we have Spin Slash. Astrid swings her mighty sword around, dealing 160 physical damage to surrounding enemies. If she hits an enemy, her attack speed will increase by 20% and an additional 5% for every other hit for every other hero hit for 3 seconds. So she can have up to, I believe, about 40% increase to attack speed if you're able to land it on all of the enemies, which is a insane amount of attack speed increase, especially for a warrior and tank. Now, add that on top of this ability called Fearless Charge. Astrid charges forward, dealing 60 physical damage, slowing enemy movement speed by 50% for 1.5 seconds, and decreasing her target's armor by 30% for 4 seconds. Her next normal attack will be a critical hit, and now this is the key part that allows her to be able to attack very frequently with this ability, is Fearless Charge's cooldown is decreased by 1 second. One thing that's really cool, so I would recommend jumping in with this ability first, getting that crit hit on him immediately, and then swinging with a Spin Slash to increase her attack speed, and then just going ham on her targets. With her ultimate ability, we have Dire Blow. Astrid's powers up and becomes immune to all damage for 2 seconds. After 1.5 seconds, she swings her sword, dealing 500 physical damage. For every 2% of her own maximum HP that Astrid has lost, she will do an additional 1% more of damage. The ability also slows the enemy movement speed by 50% for 1.5 seconds. If the enemy's HP is higher than Astrid's, then the ability also stuns the enemy for 1 second. Now, she has kind of this push and pull dynamic with her health. One, you kind of want to keep it a little bit low, but obviously be safe with it so you can get that boost of damage. But then you've got this ability, her passive Bladed Guardian. Okay, so when Astrid's HP falls below 80%, she gains a shield that absorbs 450 HP for 4 seconds. The shield effect has a 24-second cooldown and will be reactivated when Astrid takes damage again. While the shield is active, it deals 125 magical damage to surrounding enemies. Cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds every time Astrid hits an enemy hero with an ability or normal attack, and by 1.5 seconds every time she hits an enemy, minion, or monster. So here's the big deal. What you want to do is make sure you've got full HP before jumping into a fight. Your shield will be activated, but then once you throw up some of your increased attack speeds off of Spin Slash as well as Fearless Charge, you can decrease the cooldown of this ability by 3 seconds. Like, insanely fast that you can get this back. Now make sure to keep your health up there, and it's really good to make sure she has a support with her, because then you can just jump right in, get her shield back, and just do an insane amount of damage. Now before we jump in and actually play the character, let's go ahead and read over her story. I will become your sword and cut through thorns for you. When Astrid bent the knee in front of Thane and to take her vows, she was not yet 18, but as the bearer of the famous sword Embertrell and the legitimate heir of the Duke of Roses, Astrid took up the mantle imposed upon her by history. She raised the flaming rose standard high and stood next to Thane, showing the world the allegiance of an old noble house to the new king. With Astrid's support, the doubts that followed Arduin's death eventually quieted, and people started to reflect on the failure of Artica. Even though Astrid's father and brother died in the war, she did not pay any mind to gossip and whispers from the temple. Her support in Thane's ascension provided some much-needed stability in times of conflict. In return, Thane awarded unprecedented honor to the Rose family, and Astrid became the kingdom's first duchess. But before she could do anything with her territory, dark powers returned with Tara leading the charge. Arduin and Mina, corrupted by dark power, were spotted among their ranks. Astrid knew that the murderous leader was one of those responsible for her father's and brother's deaths. She could not wait to join the battle and avenge them, but Thane gently stopped her, looking at the girl with affection and care. Thane said, "You have done enough for me, I shall take care of the rest." "My lord, I don't think you understand," declared Astrid with her head held high, showing resolve that no man of her age would ever possess. "I took my vows as a knight. Dukes can wait in their castles for news of victory, but knights must charge into battle." With that said, she unclasped her crimson mantle, unsheathed Embertrell, and led her knights to war. My resolve will never waver. Pretty amazing story. She's a tough girl, so let's jump in and just give her a try and see if we can't figure out some of these cool combos with her abilities. Okay, so I'm just trying this out in the hero trial to kind of get used to some of her abilities. So what we're going to try to do is jump in real quick with this, I can't remember, the fearless charge ability on the enemy, and then hit off with her swirling slash. So we'll kind of go from there to see if we can get this thing to work. And see how well it can actually. It's kind of funny that we're actually going up against Thane. So see how she gets that, like kind of like a critical hit right after spin slash, and then if we can hit him with this, boom! Make sure to crit, another crit right after spin, and then just go ham on him with the attack. Oh, but he got away. He got away. Back out of there, girl. We don't want to get this fight too crazy. Now you can see the cooldown of her passive right there, kind of down towards the center of the screen. I've got maybe about 5 seconds left till that thing kind of goes back down. So we're going to want to make sure that we get as many attacks off as possible so we can reduce that cooldown. But it's, I believe, even though I'm already below 80%, I don't know if it'll reactivate, but let's go under the tower and just see if it'll hit me. And there you go. So you can see my shield. It does about 154, 160 damage to enemies nearby me for about 4 seconds. I would highly recommend going for attack speed builds for this character. Here comes Thane one more time. Let's let him kind of push a little bit. We'll try to activate those abilities once again to see if we can't get this going. So we'll let him hit us. My shield is up. Charge. Attack. There's the crit. Spin. And then can we get it with the ultimate? Oh, so close. So close. Let's try to hit some of these enemies. Remember, if you hit the minions or monsters, it'll reduce by 1.5 seconds. Alright, so one thing that I noticed with her ability is you don't want to get hit by a minion or it'll set it off and put it into that cooldown. So if I were to jump into a fight like this with Thane, it's not going to give me the effect that I really wanted with the ability. So can we get it? Can we get the kill? And there is the kill. So guys, just a little notice, try to avoid getting hit by the minions when your shield is off of cooldown because it can end up wasting it, especially if you're trying to jump in there to attack an enemy hero. Well guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Arena of Valor gameplay videos. Alright guys, we'll see ya.